So hey everyone, today I actually wanted to talk to you guys about an article that I just happened to stumble across. It was 2 days ago that I actually found out about it. And it is 70 missing children. Some were, human trafficked. They were found in an operation in Texas, which is I'm extremely happy about it, but I am curious about it as well. But I'm gonna read this article and I'm gonna give my opinions as we go along. Okay, and it says a U.S. Homeland Security investigation called Operation Lost Souls have recovered 70 missing children in West Texas. 70. The children, who ages range from 10 through 17, including victims of sex trafficking, were found over a 3-week investigation which started in late April. It says most of the children were recovered from West Texas, but others were found in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as well as Colorado and Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Okay. They were over here, talking about it, and it says many of the children have been runaways. Okay. And they said that they don't have any arrests that they can announce at the time because it is still an ongoing investigation. So that's pretty much all that we have currently. But I am curious about it. And of course, they didn't tell us like the ethnicities and say like, okay, this, X amount of Mexicans, X amount of black or anything like that. I am happy, it was 70 children from, what they said, 10 to 17, which were found. But I am a bit curious. So they said that most of them were runaways. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember, it's going back, a few years. And it was I think it was in Washington, if I'm not mistaken, that area. And it was a lot of little black girls and little Hispanic girls, mostly females, black girls, Hispanic girls who were being trafficked and, well, they were disappearing. That's really what it was. I think they were being trafficked. But, the news, they were just like, yeah, you got, I think it was some crazy number, like 50 or something like that at first. And then it went like up to 200 or some crazy number in a short amount of time too. And they were like, yeah, the black girls, the Hispanic girls, yeah, they just up and disappeared and we don't know where they are. And, later on you were hearing like, okay, X amount, were recovered alive and whatnot. But they were saying like, yeah, a lot of them were runaways. And I was like, runaways? I'm like, a lot of these kids were 9, 8, 10, 12. I'm like, all of them were runaways. All of these black girls, these Latina girls, all of them were runaways. And they were like, yeah, most of them were runaways. And yeah, most of them were recovered. But then again, because I remember hearing that. And then I'm like, okay, they were recovered. And I'm like, were they though? Because I don't recall really seeing images of them coming back. I remember seeing a whole bunch of images saying like X amount of girls have gone missing. But then out of nowhere, they were like, yeah, a lot of them came back. And I'm like, okay, but I never seen any like physical evidence, physical proof, like, let me see another picture of you that you actually came back. So with things like this, they're saying many of these people ran away. Did they run away or were they just taken? And what do you consider running away? You know what I mean? Because I know that you got those cases where, you'll have a kid who's just on their way home from school and they'll get snatched up. Would you be considering that runaway? I mean, are all of these kids really running away? Or is that just like the blanket excuse? Let me know what you guys think with that. But yeah, they're saying 70 missing kids got recovered. Some of them were human trafficking victims. I mean, I would assume almost all of them were. I mean, we don't know any details, so all I can do right now is speculate. Because they're saying 70 missing children, and some of them were human trafficking victims. But I'm like, okay, if they're from the ages of 10 to 17, they all have to be trafficked, right? And maybe whatever else you had them do. And I think about this, and it's just imagine how traumatizing it must be, how painful it must be. You're 10 years old, you're 12 years old, and now you have to live with, that fear someone else may snatch me up, that fear someone's always watching, And did all of these people really run away though? That's what I really want to know. Did they all run away, or is this just like a blanket thing that everyone uses? Like, yeah, they ran away, and yeah, that happened. So I want to hear you guys' opinions on this. What do you feel about it? What do you think about it? Let me know what you guys feel about that. If there's an update to the story, I definitely will be doing another video for it, but as of now, there really isn't an update for it. But definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And until then.